And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage in an effort to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
We would love for you to give us a call or a text on our hotline at 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. Our radio and TV show information is available for all of our 80-plus show partners at consumerqb.com. You can see all of our expert contributors' contact information. You can also submit a form there. There's an email form that comes directly through to us at consumerqb.com. And we would love to engage and help you understand things happening out there. We're going to talk about Trump's tax plan and what the effects of that might be and how you can utilize that in your favor. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got intelligent folks in here in studio with me. Scott Maurer, he's the Director of Business Development for Advanta IRA. Welcome in, Scott.
Hey, Brandon, great to be back. Look forward to, good to be back. Talk today a little bit about Trump's tax plan, just passed recently.
Yeah.
The effects that's going to have on individuals and their retirement accounts. There's a couple key provisions that are in there I think people definitely need to know about.
Yeah, that's interesting. You look at, there seems to be a sense of optimism now that just passed, and there's a lot of positive things that could come from it.
Yeah, you would know it from listening to all the talking heads and the different media, some of the media that's
right.
out there. But there are definitely some good things in there for average Americans. Obviously, there's some great things in there for corporations. That's kind of the main impetus, I think, of getting that bill passed, but there's definitely some nuggets in there that people need to take away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about that and the effects of that on your investment ideas. You're investing through an IRA, self-directing your money where you want it to go, taking control of your financial future. That's what we're going to talk about today as well. We have Jason Hunter coming in as well, reverse mortgage specialist with Fairway Mortgage. So we're going to talk with him, and we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. We got Name That Tune coming up later on in the show. We've got today's songs are popular sing-along parties songs, sing-along party songs. And let's give a shout-out to Brio Tuscan Grill. Our official restaurant partner is Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza Mall. You will discover an Italian menu, signature drinks, and a cozy atmosphere, bringing the pleasures of a Tuscan country villa to Tampa. We invite you to make your reservation today and try the Italian menu. Enjoy the best Italian restaurant dining experience. Brio Tuscan Grill, located off of Bay Street, next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel at the International Plaza. Some really great food and friendly staff over there as well. So let's jump into it. So Scott, when you look at where we're at, we're sitting here, we're kind of goal setting. It's this time of year. It's goal setting comes up. It's funny how we are, as a human folks, we're a species where it's like, okay, we got a calendar year. Here comes a brand new year. Let's resolve. Let's set a New Year's resolution, right? Which means to resolve. So what are some of the things in terms of what Advanta IRA can help some of the folks out there set these New Year's resolutions?
Well, I think first and foremost, when people set, you talk about New Year's goals.
That's
you
right.
Usually talk about, there's a lot of people do health. There's health goals. I got to lose weight. I want to look better in a bathing suit by the summertime. But a lot of people's goals are financial, and it's either getting out of debt, or it's also planning for their future. Though it's either getting out of debt, maybe saving more for the future. And IRAs certainly go hand in hand in doing that. And of course, what we do at Advanta IRA, if you're looking to grab better control of your finances, especially when we're talking about your retirement accounts, your IRAs, your Roth IRAs, your old 401k plans, being able to use that money to invest in other types of assets, resolving to kind of get out from underneath the, what everybody else is doing, which is putting the money in the stock market, putting the money in mutual funds.
Right.
Right now that ride is going well. At some point, we all know that's going to come to an end. And what else is out there that you can do? What else can you invest in? So I think for a New Year's resolution, a financial goal for these individuals, especially our clients and people who are going to become our clients in the new year, are they resolving to get involved with their finances?
That's
and actually
right.
taking a look at their IRA, taking a look at how much they're paying in fees, who they're paying fees to, what are you investing, what are your returns, and do you even know what you're invested in? And so our clients,
Right.
again, take that step. They take that step back, look at their finances, look at their IRA accounts, and see what else is there can I invest in. And they're coming to us because they want to buy real estate. They want to buy notes, private placements. So it's gold, silver, so many different things you can do if you take a look at it.
What are you seeing people investing in Bitcoin? Or I mean, are they doing that through an IRA? Or is it...
We have. That's certainly something lately we've been getting a lot of calls on. We've had a couple of good educational webinars on that topic. It's a little tricky to invest in Bitcoin with your IRA. There's a very specific way to do it. At least currently through us, we're trying to work a way around that to make it even easier. But we certainly have people looking to do it. And again, Bitcoin, the IRS won't allow you to invest in collectibles. That's a prohibition. But IRS has defined Bitcoin outside of that collectible realm. So it is a permissible investment to hold in your IRA account if you want to buy it. That's interesting. I am certainly not the expert on investing in Bitcoin and when why it's going up or why it's going down or whatnot. But certainly, again, that's what we bring from a self-directed capacity. Individuals who have that knowledge wanting to make that investment, we're going to help them facilitate it.
Yeah. Scott Maurer here representing Advanta IRA on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And so when you look at what we were talking about, most people, you think about the herd, you think about what most people do, they simply pull money out of a paycheck. If they're W-2, if they're self-employed, they're even less likely, I think, a lot of times to invest because they just look at the end of the day, hey, here's how much I have in the operating account. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving forward. But most people, they pull that money out of their paycheck. They put it into some type of retirement plan, but they don't, like you said, they don't know how many fees they're paying. They don't know exactly what they're invested in. And unfortunately, that can come back to bite them later in life.
It can. I mean, if you're taking money out of your paycheck, and even those people who are self-employed, if they are making those contributions, which is great, because if you're self-employed, you can make larger contributions. If you're doing that, the issue is where are you putting it? I mean, it's great that you're pulling the money out, great you're putting it aside, but if you're putting it in an account that you're not even sure what it's earning, you may find out 10 years from now you've been putting all this money away, and over time it really was only growing at about 1 or 2%. You're not even keeping pace with inflation, so you really need to know what you're investing in.
Yeah,
it's a good start to get the money put away, but you got to take that extra step of making sure it's invested correctly.
Yeah, and then you have different schools of thought in terms of like the great book Napoleon Hill. He talked about just investing in the one thing that and going through that one thing, keep doubling down on that one thing. But as we know, that's not necessarily as it's turned out could be deemed as bad advice. The stock market's going to take a hit, the real estate market's going to take a hit at some point. So the idea of then diversifying. So a self-directed IRA with Advanta will allow you to do that as well.
It is, and that's really what it's, like you just said, investing in what you know, and that's what our clients are doing. Whether it's a piece of rental property where they're using 150 grand in an IRA to go buy a single-family home. They're going to rent it out. The rent's going to come back to the IRA to help increase the value of the retirement account that way. They're getting the growth, hopefully, on the the appreciation of the property. That's one investment for somebody who knows renting real estate.
Yes.
And the right ways to do it. There's people who they rehab properties. They go out, buy a property, have their IRA fix it up. The gains from all that come back to the IRA. Again, it's your area of expertise.
Right.
We have a couple clients recently invest in a startup venture capital fund that they understood all the technology behind this particular company that's starting. They were sold on it. And they saw an opportunity. So they're, again, investing their IRA into something they understand and they can control. And again, as you mentioned, diversity is key. You don't have to put all your money into real estate with your IRA. You can have some in the stock market, some in real estate, some in other investments as well. It's really, again, a good start to really securing your financial freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's do a case in point, like a for example here. John, I'm going to bring up this 3428 Arbor Oaks Court in Tampa. Okay, here's a real estate property. Here's a townhouse in Tampa, 3428 Arbor Oaks Court. This is a 2-bedroom, 2 and 1/2 bath property, $129,000 list price. Maybe you get it for $125, whatever, $119. Okay, we just hit the market with this one. So it's a townhouse right off of Himes Avenue. Avenue in Tampa in Del Mabry. So when you look at a mortgage, we work with Mario Larea, Jason Brooks, two great mortgage professionals. Their companies are awesome. They're here locally in Tampa Bay, of course. Now, when you look at a mortgage on that, let's just say roughly $700-800 a month, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and then you've got an HOA fee on it as well. You're going to be able to rent that out based on square footage. Let's see, this is about 1,200 square feet, 1,300 square feet. It's well over $1 a square foot. So, when you have the ability to have an asset that you're paying a mortgage on at $700-800, then you're renting it out for $1,200-1,500 a month. You've got positive cash flow. Now, the big difference there, and we're going to talk about Trump's tax plan as well, is that monies that you collect through a self-directed IRA, the government can't touch it.
That's correct. It's not taxed, and so it's the same thing if you own stock in your IRA and that stock pays a dividend each month. You would never expect that dividend to your stock in your IRA, you're going to pay tax on it. And if you're investing in real estate, it's the same principle. So your IRA, let's say in your example, $125,000, you just pay cash in your IRA. You have that amount in an old 401k, you buy it.
Yep.
Every bit of positive cash flow coming back to your IRA account is not taxable to you. The IRS treats that rental income, that positive cash flow, the same way they would treat the dividends in a stock.
Wow.
No different to them. So there's not taxable. And so when you're able to invest that way, when you're not paying taxes at each step, you can compound your money that much more quickly. And when you do that, that's where you're going to start to see your account really grow from that kind of early part of a curve till you get to the end where it really shoots up, that vertical curve.
Yeah, that compounding that's going to happen at some point. So Congress has a 10% approval rating. I mean, I heard this morning, listening to 1380 The Biz, driving in, it said they talked about how there's actually a fund, I didn't realize this, but there's a fund that pays for our congressmen, senators. They're actually using taxpayer dollars to help them fight their sexual harassment suits and their different allegations that they have. They're using our tax dollars to do that. So they're kind of a money trail there. But my point is that, there are some things that our government does well. In real estate, the ability to advance, your career through real estate, you're building up a nest egg, your wealth. Veteran loans, that's a great program. VA loans. I mean, there's so many great things that our government does. And on the flip side, we've got some idiotic policies like that in place. But we're going to help you navigate those waters here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, Scott Maurer, Director of Business Development, Advanta IRA. And we actually have Ron in studio as well. Ron's going to be chiming in as well, helping us out here on the Quarterback Show. We're expecting Jason Hunter. He's a reverse mortgage specialist with Fairmate Mortgage. We're going to talk about that. It's a product that the Reagan administration brought in, and there's a lot of misconceptions and misnomers about that reverse mortgage product. We have Name That Tune coming up and more from our expert contributors. And here's a feel-good story of the week as well in our Tell Me Something Good. Customer leaves note and $3,000 tip on a $39 check at diner. Find out more about that at Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
#1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And we are excited about the real estate market. Got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about here in beautiful Apollo Beach. This is 6508 Bimini Court in Apollo Beach, 3-bedroom, 3-bath property, $690,000. Beautiful, beautiful property here. Direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. This is a fisherman's dream here. 6508 Bimini Court in Apollo Beach, $690,000, over 5,676 square feet heated, and it's got beautiful property here, and also a nice affordable entry level property for a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath in Cove Cay Village. It's a subdivision is Cove Cay Village, right off of US 19 in Clearwater. 2614 Cove Cay Drive, unit number 302 is available, and it's a great opportunity. This community has a clubhouse, marina, restaurant, pro shop, tennis, saunas, fitness, pool, and jacuzzi. So it's a perfect property for you. Any investment opportunities out there in beautiful, sunny Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And we're going to give a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa here in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for a membership? Look no further. At Signature Massage and Facial Spa, they offer a 1-hour sweetest massage for $49.95. Always, no contracts. Come in early during the early bird hours and receive an additional $10 off. For those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, or call 813-925-8898. 925-8898 to schedule an appointment. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you are going to get a 10% discount off of that as well. All right, back in studio here, we've got Scott Maurer. He's the Director of Business Development for Advanta IRA, helping you understand more about self-directing your money where you want it to go. We also have Ron Fuller in the house. Ron joined us here, Mossy Oak Fence Company. He's Director of Broker Sales, and their tagline is "Let the Mossy family protect your family." So we're going to talk more about that and some of the real estate market. We'll jump into Trump's tax plan as well a little bit here coming up in the show. We have our Name That Tune, and let's go back to Scott now. So Scott, let's talk about the effects. We were kind of talking in the green room before the show. The effect of the Trump tax plan. What are you seeing on your side as far as folks with their IRAs?
Well, I think there's one huge component to the plan. I think that's definitely touching a couple of our clients right now because we're already dealing with it just a few days after the passage. One is the individuals. If you have money in a traditional tax-deferred IRA account, you have the ability to move that to a tax-free Roth tax-free Roth IRA by doing what's called a Roth conversion. So you're electing to pay the taxes now on the money that you move from a traditional to a Roth account, knowing that going forward, any growth, any gains in that Roth account is going to be completely tax-free. Now, we've had a few people do a conversion already in 2017, but now that the tax cuts have passed, they're looking at their tax bracket for next year is actually going to be a little bit lower based on what they converted. So they're actually undoing their Roth conversion. It's called recharacterizing your Roth conversion back to a traditional IRA here, getting that done here by the end of the year. It's got to be done by December 31st, so not a lot of time left. Then once that's done, in in 2018, the calendar flips over. They're then redoing their conversion in 2018 because the tax rate is going to be lower. So they're going to end up paying less in taxes to move that money from a traditional to Roth. And again, that's just something to keep in mind. I mean, it's not a lot of people pick up on that, or they're going to pick up on it sometime in January, and it's going to be too late at that point to take advantage of it.
That's interesting. You learn something every day. Recharacterizing your IRA. Yep. Wow, interesting. So, you're looking at folks. The traditional was, and what we've been hearing up until this point was, let's slam them through before the end of the year. And there's still people that are going to have advantages with that because they want to take advantage of their homestead exemption. There's some things that they're going to do, but when you look at the IRA converting from a Roth over to a traditional, that's where it's going to be advantageous for you. So, and generally speaking, too, I'm talking to a lot of real estate investors every day, business owners through our radio show. The general consensus is right now that there's a lot of optimism now with this this tax plan being passed. There's going to be an injection of money. We're going to be moving money from back overseas back into the domestic here, and I've even heard talks of some of the countries not getting too political. This show's not a political show. It's not a religious show. But when you talk about the move to Jerusalem with Trump, there some of the countries that didn't vote for that or kind of basically reprimanding us for that, they're talking about cutting off the money to those countries too. I mean, so and the policy would be, hey, let's keep a lot more of our money here supporting our local infrastructure, supporting our defense, supporting our people that are in need. There's a lot of reasons why we could use the money here at home. Yeah,
and I think one of the common things I think gets unsaid by the mainstream media, again, which is not going to paint necessarily everybody there with a broad brush, but for the large part, this is a tax plan that's going to benefit those big, ugly corporations, the Coca-Colas, the AT&Ts, and all those where their CEOs make $40 million a year or whatnot.
Yep.
It gets lost. It's going to help all business owners. So it's the small business owners. It's the people that live in your neighborhood, the people that are employing you.
Yep.
A large majority of people that don't work for big corporations. It's helping them too. So it's being demonized from that perspective that it's a big break for all these huge corporations that don't need it. But in reality, it's going to help a lot of the smaller businesses, which are really going to drive the employment numbers probably even lower. The unemployment numbers, I should say, even lower by employing people.
Absolutely.
This is very nice.
And when you look at you think about too, you're eliminating the Obama, the healthcare mandate. So that's one thing that a lot of people got upset about is with Obamacare, and it's great. Let's try to help everyone out, but the idea of saying that you're going to get penalized if you don't do certain things, we want less of that, as most Americans would agree.
I would agree with that. I mean, it's taking that away. I mean, we really do. I mean, it's great that there's more, millions more people who have health insurance now that, from Obamacare, but at the same time, there are a lot of people out there that's getting underreported, in my estimation at least, of the amount of people that are seeing their insurance skyrocket. I mean, I have private insurance. I've seen it basically double over the last 5 or 6 years, which isn't nearly as bad as what I've seen other people have happen to them, where the insurance has gone for $400 a month for a family of 4 to $2,000. I mean, that's insane, and it's something that doesn't get talked about.
Yeah, it really is. It's ridiculous. It's kind of swept under the rug, and then you see a lot of the doctors also converting back to a cash-based business. You're seeing a rise in not telemarketing, but telemedicine.
Yes.
You're seeing a rise in telemedicine. So, how will that all shake out? It's interesting.
So a 21% tax for the corporations. Like you said, the press wants to paint this in a negative sense, and it's a wonderful tax plan. If you need to go out and get a job, who do you go to for a job?
Right, employer.
Exactly. It is going to grow, and it's fantastic. And the stock market says it all. We broke an all-time record since Trump's been elected. The stock market is ridiculous. We set new ceilings and bust through it constantly. It's
Right.
really exciting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like we're the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry. You look at where are you going to invest your money? You're going to invest it in Greece? No, you're going to invest it. You're going to invest it in a place where you know that the money's going to be solid. It's backed by a, and that's what's crazy about this cryptocurrency craze is the people are putting money into something that they don't know, but it's increasing in value. It went to 19,000, and now so there's a lot of uncertainty in that space as well. That's why we love the real estate space here. Obviously, a little biased as the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and Scott Maurer here on the show as well, Director of Business Development, Advanta IRA, and Ron Fuller joining us as well, Mossy Oak Fence Company. So we got about a minute left here, but I just wanted to say, kind of bring it open to what do you see happening maybe Q1 of next year? Pull out your crystal ball, give us a little insights of what you see happening.
Well, I mean, I think the economy's, if it's generally improving, I mean, the quote is a lifting tide, right? Or rising tide lifts all boats.
That's right.
I might have messed that up a little bit, but if that's what's going to happen across the board, then it really should. I mean, just because one segment's doing a little bit better than you are, whatever, everybody should be doing better next year,
right?
Especially financially. And when that happens, that gives the opportunity to make more contributions to your retirement accounts.
Yeah. I talked to a large developer representing a large national builder, the whole Southeast region, and asked him a pointed question about what he saw happening. Where did he see things? He says, man, I'm doubling down right now. We're doubling down on real estate. The development is booming. People need a place to live.
There's only so much of it.
They have to have a roof over their head.
Yeah.
They're not making any more Mother Earth, So, all right, stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, we're going to jump into our Name That Tune segment. We've got some popular songs, sing-along songs at parties, and we also have more from our expert contributors and a feel-good story, some positivity injection for you. A customer leaves a note and a $3,000 tip on a $39 check at this diner. Find out more about that story, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty, former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF. Longtime quarterback on our sports teams, leading our teams to victories. Now we're quarterbacking transactions for our listeners out there, our real estate clients. We're quarterbacking introductions to all of our expert contributors. We've got over 80 show partners here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, home services to financial services. Lots of ways that we can help you, but we would love to engage you. ConsumerQB.com. Check out our website, ConsumerQB.com, and Platinum PlatinumMVPRealty.com as well for our real estate business. Let's give a shout out. This segment is brought to you by Two Maids and a Mop. Our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Two Maids and a Mop. They provide excellent service, and a clean house is going to help you feel better. It's going to release endorphins into your body, help you have those happy cells running around. It's also going to allow you to focus on your core competencies. What are you great at, rather than wasting time cleaning up your own house? Let Two Maids and a Mop take care of your home or your business, and they offer a free cleaning service to cancer patients as well. So we're real excited about that. Healthy living with Two Maids and a Mop. Your approval rating matters. The pay rate for the staff is based on your evaluation, and if you need a cleaning company, it's Two Maids and a Mop, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, back here in studio, Platinum MVP Realty got a hot listing on the beach, right on St. Pete Beach, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, St. Pete Beach, Don Cesar, just north of the Don Cesar, just south of our hotel partner, the Kipton's Hotel Zamora. This is a duplex. It's a rare find on the beach. Great investment opportunity, $599,000, just reduced. Wow. Great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Also, property up in the new Tampa area, kind of Corey Lake Isles area. It's Arbor Green, 10217 Timberland Point Drive, $329,000, just reduced. Owner is super motivated. Check out the beautiful pictures online as well at PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You're going to see Fabre Frameworks, our official real estate photographer. Beautiful drone video, drone shots as well. Beautiful property here in gorgeous Tampa Bay. Great opportunity to purchase. All right, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. We've got Scott Maurer, Director of Business Development, Advanta IRA. Ron Fuller, representing Mossy Oak Fence Company, and he's the Director of Broker Sales. And Ron, what are you seeing out there, man? Big boom, lots of real estate, lots of fences being put up.
Yes.
Protect the family.
Yes, absolutely. Boy, we're really busy. We're super blessed. We're doing great. Fences are hot right now due to the hurricane, but also a lot of new homes as well.
Yep.
But one thing that I wanted to skip back with Scott on, and I love to talk about fences. I love the idea of a self-directed IRA.
Right.
As you said, this isn't a political show or a religious show, but me personally, I am both religious and political, and I like to know where my investment's going.
Right.
I support Christian values, and it's neat to be able to control where your money's going, because people might be supporting companies that they absolutely do not agree with. Mm-hmm. So a self-directed IRA is fantastic.
Yeah. You look at the ability to choose which asset class you want to be in, and then you compare it. Also, you look at you compare that versus what a lot of people are doing. They have this so-called wealth advisor who is a kid's soccer coach or friend of a family member who is not a fiduciary. They're simply regurgitating stuff that they've been fed from their company. And the big companies, a lot of times, if you research them, they're not a fiduciary. That means that they do not have your legal. They do not have to put the company. They put the company in front of the client. In other words,
absolutely,
in a legal capacity. So it's the ability to take control of your financial future.
I mean, people know all the Star Wars characters, then who's doing well on American Idol, and they don't know anything about their future. Literally their future when they retire, where the money's going, how to do it, how does an IRA work. It drives me crazy. I don't understand it.
Yeah, they talk about fantasy football. Hey, what's the fantasy? Who do you got? Oh, man, I'm so excited. You see somebody at the bar, and it's like, oh, my fantasy guy did this. Like, really, dude? You're that excited about a fantasy player?
Right.
What he did?
No offense, Brandon, but they know everything about their football player, their stats, and, they don't know a thing about where their family's money's going.
Yeah, what really matters. One of the quotes I love, I think it was Jim Rohn that said, talk about things that matter to people who care. And you think about where our society's at now, so much with the reality shows of late and some of these things. But so a little bunny trail there, a little rabbit trail. But coming back here, where we want to help you win, no matter what you're facing out there. And we talk about credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, mortgage advice, all types of home services here on the Quarterback Show. And we want to engage you. So 670-7372. Give us a call. Shoot us a text message, 813-670-7372. you can call or text that line, and we would love to hear from you. But so, Ron, on the business side, Mossy Oak Fence Company, you guys are putting out a very high quality product, and you're just really growing.
Yeah, we're really growing, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about HOAs or homeowners associations. I want to talk about our wood fence, and I want to talk about a really nice option that can save folks money. So our wood fence is really unique in a sense that, first, the material, it's kiln-dried cedar, which is phenomenal.
Nice.
If Grandma wants to preserve her 100-year-old wedding dress, what does she put it in?
Right. You see the closet's lined with cedar.
You got it. So
why is that, Ron?
Well, cedar, it's the property of cedar. Bugs don't like it. It holds up well. It has a wonderful aroma. It's not a real wet wood. When you cut wood, what does it do? It wants to return back to the state that it was before, which means bending and twisting and knots start to pop out. You get something called towing where you get a split, and that split will continue. And we just don't see that with cedar. Cedar is just a phenomenal product. I would liken it to aluminum versus steel. If you want a metal that doesn't rust and is light and strong, it's aluminum. Well, cedar is actually light, and that can make for a great material for a fence, for a gate, because weight kind of works against itself in terms of durability.
Yeah, how many times you walk up to a gate, you see and it's leaning down, it's catching the bottom on the ground.
Right. And the other cool thing is we actually custom build the fence on your site. So there's topography and land. Even here in Florida, we have some.
Yeah.
So instead of showing up with cheap prefab panels that are like pallets, and some of the quality is about like a pallet from what I've seen, the box stores, we show up with a pile of high-quality lumber, and we custom build that fence on your job site.
Nice.
We also have a really neat option called Postmaster, which is a galvanized steel post in 60 pounds of concrete. So you don't even have wood in the ground. So our wood fence is second to none. And boy, I'll tell you, it's really nice to see them installed, particularly next to the neighbor's old pine fence.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
It's dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, if we're back in the 70s, it's like having, Farrah Fawcett standing next to Phyllis Diller.
Okay.
That's for the 70s, folks.
There you go.
I got a quick question for Ron. We're talking about, obviously, investments. A lot of people, their home is an investment. What is the average, kind of, you're putting in a new fence in a house, what's the kind of the value add? How much you help get your home value up?
Appreciate you. You set me up really nice. You teed me up very well, Scott. Thank you. Here's the great thing about a fence is you get a return on your investment. We remodel homes. We come out. What's the newest floor? What's the newest tile?
Right.
Oh goodness, we're back to some things I saw back in the 70s and early 80s. But that's going to cycle. A fence never goes out of style. People always want a fence. It makes your home safer. It protects your family. It can protect your pets. Vice versa, it can protect you from other people's pets or children. Not only the privacy factor, so it is something you get back 100%.
Right.
There are some things you can put in your home. You're not going to see the return on the investment. I think of koi ponds. I think of material people put on their home, and it goes out of style. It actually dates it, and that, Brandon.
It's funny you just said koi pond. I just closed a deal where we had to fill it in.
Yes, sir.
They didn't want it.
Yes, sir.
Fill it in with dirt. So if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and we're talking with Ron Fuller, Mossy Oak Fence Company here. So, Ron, generally, you got a background in real estate, very knowledgeable around the real estate space. What do you see happening in next year, and what's your overall consensus here?
Well, I'm very bullish on President Trump, and we need a leader that is strong. And what he's putting in place is showing the world that we mean business again. The idea of globalizing us, the idea of putting us into a global community takes away our sovereignty. And he's fighting against that, which is wonderful. I've always said a safe, strong America means a safer, stronger world.
Right.
And a safer world.
Yeah, we're the leader.
Absolutely. So what I see happening is continued strong economy. Strong in housing. Let's not forget a lot of folks from Puerto Rico have moved here. And even before the hurricane, there was a lot of people from other countries investing here.
Right.
Think of Miami, for example. So not only do you have baby boomers, and remember, what is the statistic of how many Americans are turning 55 every day? We're still in that wave. It's starting
It's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say particularly for Florida,
Yep.
I would say the real estate market is exceptional. I'm surprised the rates have stayed kind of as low as they have.
Yep.
With a stronger economy, I still say our interest rates are going to tick up, so now's the time to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. All right, excellent. So stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Scott Maurer, Director of Business Development for Advanta IRA, Ron Fuller, Mossy Oak Fence Company. We've got Name That Tune coming up as well. We're going to have some fun with you. We've got 5 songs from our popular sing-along songs at parties. So think about some parties you've been at. And we have our positivity segment here. Customer leaves a note and a $3,000 tip on a $39 check at a diner. Stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We'd love to talk to you about that. I've got a new product coming out next year as well. Real excited about some interesting content coming out in that space as well. Platinum MVP Realty. Attention builders, developers, entrepreneurs out there. This is an interesting property that we have on Valrico Road in Seffner, 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner. $1.75 million ask price, but we're going to be able to reduce that because this property is just now involved with a IRS 170 deal. It's interesting. Not a lot of people are attuned to what that is. Basically, it's where you have on the front end, the buyer is a nonprofit organization. So you've got a nonprofit that's purchasing this $1.7 million asset for a reduced price. Now, what they're able to do, the advantage here for the seller as well, is that they're going to be accumulating over $2 million worth of tax incentives. So you have a property that you're able to get a tax incentive proposed deal that we have. Now, the point for the builders, developers out there is that this property can be sold at a discount, at a significant discount. This is 84 acres here in Tampa Bay. Now, I also have 27-acre ranch just south of Citrus Park Mall. I've got a 17-acre parcel up in Lando Lakes, or Lutz rather, on Willow Bend. Lots of vacant lots. So reach out if you're looking for land, vacant land lots. Give us a call, 813-670-7372. We would love to help you with that, 813-670-7372. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP Realty, in studio today. Scott Maurer, Director of Business Development for Advanta IRA. Ron Fuller, he's the Director of Broker Sales for Mossy Oak Fence. And let's go ahead and have some fun here. Let's jump into our Name That Tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, name that tune.
I think you guys are going to do well on these. These are very common. These are party songs, so party sing-along songs here, all right? So we're going to have some fun with you. We got number one coming up here, 1969.
Reaching out.
Oh, Hyundai commercial.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline, you got it. That's right. And you get extra credit if you name the artist.
Oh, there's only two kind of people in this world, according to Bob.
Yeah.
People who like Neil Diamond and people who don't like Neil Diamond.
Nice. Yeah. Well done, sir. All right, here we go. Number two.
Def Leppard.
Pour some sugar on it.
That's right, 1987. Def Leppard.
The 80s.
Yeah. Good song. Good tune.
That song holds up.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Def
it
Leppard
does.
holds up.
Some of these definitely do. Well, this one maybe too. Let's see here.
Those Sir Mix-a-Lot.
That's right. 1992.
Not a fan of this kind of music.
Baby got back.
Yeah, right. All right, here we go. Mix-a-Lot, 1992. Song number 4. Here we go.
Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Close.
This is Sublime?
Similar. Sublime.
Wow.
Sublime.
Boy, they sound like the Chili Peppers.
Very similar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's Santeria, 1996. I graduated high school in 96.
Oh, man.
All right, here we go. Here's our last one.
Kenny Rogers.
That's right.
Yep.
Know when to fold up.
79.
Gambler.
Know when to walk
So,
away.
this kind of relates to the stock market right now. Know when to hold them, know when to go ahead and say, hey, I got some nice gains here. Mm-hmm. I might want to look at something that's more of a solid asset class like a real estate.
Yeah.
That's the stock market has to, there's statistics out there, and you look at the graph from, the early 1900s. Mm-hmm. It's one of these graphs that goes up and it pops down and it resets, right?
Yeah, Warren Buffett's not buying right now, is he? He always doesn't buy high. He always buys low.
Good point.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing to consider, and especially it's true with a lot of real estate investors, if you are buying short term, then obviously you got to be concerned about market forces and fluctuations. But if you're buying for a long term rental,
right,
that's usually a good play. If you're going to get it at a good price and you're not looking to flip it right away, you can wait out the ebbs and flows of the market and just continue to get, as long as you're getting positive cash flow.
That's right.
That's a winning investment.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and that's a great asset class, especially like you were saying earlier, Ron. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota, Fort Myers, Naples. I mean, this whole Gulf Coast is a beautiful coast. Florida in general, there's 1,000 people a day, over 1,000 people a day moving to this area. What a great investment opportunity here in Tampa Bay. ConsumerQB.com, PlatinumMVPRealty.com, and we always try to tell you something good and inject a little positivity into your life. So here we go.
Tell me something good.
Chaka Khan. Tell me something good.
Customer leaves note and a $3,000 tip on a $39 check at diner. So a regular customer at the Brief Encounter restaurant in Bellevue, Washington, stunned employees this weekend after he left a $3,000 tip on a $39 check. The staff initially thought it was a mistake until they read the note on the back of the receipt. The note reads, "You guys do a great job. When I was 7, I washed dishes for my mom, cooked in a diner like this. We were dirt poor and didn't have money for Christmas. Hopefully this will help you all have a better Christmas." The Brief Encounter owner, Melanie Bard, identified the customer as Dwayne Clark, founder of an assisted living community who comes in to eat regularly on the weekends with his wife. He is a great customer when he comes in. That he's been coming for the past 8 years. So the 12-person staff will split the tip evenly, $250 each, as Clark requested. And he stressed he couldn't stress enough that it wasn't about the money, but it gave him the sentimental value behind it. You don't get to give money; you can write appreciative notes and say thank you. He instead wanted to inspire a tipping movement this holiday season. It would go a long way to nourish all of us. And there's another real estate kind of a sub message there. As he's a founder of an assisted living community. So based on that, hey, like we talked about earlier, the baby boomers are they need a place to go. They can't take care of themselves. So this guy's definitely doing well. He invested in an assisted living community.
Yeah, there've been a lot of, at least I've noticed around the area, a lot of ALFs popping up, and we've certainly seen a lot of people investing
big
in
time.
ALFs. It's that's a large segment of who's moving to Florida at times too.
That's right.
To be honest, but.
And they've got to be taken care of.
It's demographics.
That's right. Yeah. They've got to be taken care of. It's trends, where are things moving, where are things going. The millennials are coming back into the real estate market. There's a lot of stories about that as well. Initially a few years ago, we're talking about how they weren't buying. They saw what happened to their parents. They didn't like the Great Recession, the mortgage meltdown. None of us liked it, but ultimately, so you look at the trends. You got to understand where things are moving, what things are, challenging the baseline. Where are we going with that? Let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA.
We touched on a lot during the show, the new tax plan. I think it's important for everyone out there. I mean, if you want, read the article on Yahoo or MSN or whatnot and get the highlights, and you're not really going to understand how that's going to impact you. You need to sit down with a tax professional, with a retirement plan professional possibly, and really go through what this means to you.
Right.
And on an individual basis. There are going to be people who have more to gain by using the right aspects of this tax law. Like I mentioned the story earlier in the program about somebody wanting to take advantage of the Roth conversion rules and how those work and delaying that income until next year because of the tax bracket. That's a very important thing. I think that a lot of average people miss out on the tax impacts of their decisions when they're investing, buying, selling real estate, other assets. That's a huge component. So get involved in what you're doing and really get a CPA or some professionals involved who can give you the right guidance.
That's right. And I would add also, a lot of times as well, you don't have a comprehensive plan. So you want to have your tax preparer. We talk about Jake Alexander. He's our expert contributor. He's an enrolled agent with the IRS. We talk about making sure that your CPA, your tax preparer, is talking to your estate planning attorney, who's also talking to your real estate and your mortgage team. And you can add other professionals into that. So great point, Scott. All right, Ron Fuller.
My advice would be don't just listen to the mainstream media anymore. Think of them more as entertainment with a bias rather than actual news.
That's right.
And piggying back on what I said earlier, learn what you need to know about your money and your future. If you know a lot of things about stuff that doesn't matter, put it in perspective of learning what does matter. Look at how we named all those songs. Worthless information, and I know it all. About music and artists, but what about our future and our family's future?
Yeah, good point. Your core competencies. What are you focused on? Where your focus goes, your energy flows. That's where your money's going to flow in a lot of cases. And the power of directing your focus on a daily basis. That's one of the keys to success. It's one of the core competencies is the power of self-discipline. The ability to make yourself do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. That's the power of self-discipline. And what Napoleon Hill said is one of the greatest attributes and attributors to success and prosperity is self-discipline. So the power of focus, where are you focusing, where are you spending your time, and there's different ways you break that down as well. So I want to thank Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA, Ron Fuller, Mossy Oak Fence Company, all of our expert contributors, and our listeners out there, our viewers of our TV show on WeBeam TV, and follow us on Facebook, facebook.com, Brandon Rhymes PA, Consumer Quarterback Show, Instagram, at Brandon Rhymes 1, and Twitter, at Brandon Rhymes 1 as well. Please go out there, consider committing a random act of kindness, do something kind for a stranger, carry some food, hand it to them. Be a force for good in the community, and we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.